my name is Alex. I have a Instagram and YouTube A Love Sugar Show. So thank you so much for joining me to do this interview.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So it seems like the first question I always ask everyone is, how's everything going? It seems a little hectic where you're at.
Well, I'm on the road. I was on the road for work, but I got a week off. I was just up in Seattle for the Iron Lung, What We Like Fest,
Hmm.
um, and that ended Sunday night. I was there. Yeah, I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I left and started driving down to um, California yesterday, and
Yeah.
I got to Berkeley today. I'm at the Berkeley IKEA. It
Okay,
was
nice.
it was the one place I could. I'm like, I know that IKEA and Home Depot has free Wi-Fi, but IKEA has free coffee. So
Okay, so you
I was
went for
like,
the free Wi-Fi and free coffee.
yeah, because I'm staying with friends later tonight. Um, anyway, I drove here to because um, Slant and Klons and Gag are playing tonight at Gilman Street. So it's the only part of those two, the Slant and Klons tours where they're playing together um, the same night. So I want to come down for that.
Oh, awesome.
Um, but yeah, I'm staying with friends tonight, so I don't really. It's not like there's a hotel I can go for Wi-Fi, but
Yeah.
IKEA it is.
Hey, IKEA's fine. I love the background. It's really cute. So
Yeah, right.
little horse and flowers.
It goes along with this how look how macho my lifestyle is.
Exactly.
Impressive.
So I have to ask, how do you feel now that the album is completed?
I feel great. Um, well, yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time writing the songs, and not really. We didn't spend all, well, we did demos twice over the span of like a year or two, year and a half, I think.
Hmm.
We did a set of demos at one studio, and then we did another set of demos at um, Candor Recordings, which is where we ended up recording. Um, kind of to test out, I don't know, test out like, but kind of feel out the studio and feel out Ryan as a engineer, producer guy. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if he considers himself a producer or I don't know. I don't think we ever worked with anyone that was like a producer. It was just like the guy that runs the studio and records you and tells you when you hear something wrong, whatever. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, we recorded the second set of demos with Ryan, and we liked how everything sounded, even just like just a live, like one take recording. Um, so yeah, so we went back there and recorded with him, and definitely spent more time mixing it than we did recording it.
Yeah.
But we're just like it's like we're picky and not picky.
That's cool. I mean, it kind of seems like more laid back versus like, you're in a studio and you're like, okay, you have everything lined up versus like, okay, this sounds okay. Let's try to redo this. So it sounds like it was kind of like a more laid back experience for the recording process.
Yeah, I mean, because well, partially too, because some of those songs this was the third time we had recorded them, and or they had been around for a couple of years already. Um,
Hmm.
half of them were newer, but half of them were, you know, I think I think Europa was like 4 years old by then. By the time we recorded it for the record.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I think it was there wasn't a lot of stress involved.
Yeah. Well, what song on the album catches like the essence of who the band is?
Hmm. Who the band is now?
Yeah.
Maybe
No
maybe
pressure.
maybe the first song, Compressed Hell. So it has a mix of all of has a mix of everything we've kind of been doing lately. Some like starts out with some electronic stuff and then gets ignorant. I mean, all the songs get pretty ignorant at some point,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, there's songs like Europa is definitely more like a traditional Meatwound song. I don't know. I mean, maybe yeah, I would say Compressed Hell. I get that one came out pretty well.
So it kind of sounds like it's a good like introduction to the album as well. Just like this is what you're going to get into, just like a kind of a welcome.
Yeah, and start yelling at you immediately. You get that little, electronic tambourine or whatever comes in, whatever that's. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't remember what it was that Marty programmed, but every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, it's time to party.
Party is fun.
Yeah, it's like an
So,
unpleasant party.
hey, a party's a party sometimes. So,
Mhm. Agreed.
so, so Macho is like such a bold title. What does that word represent to you in the context of this album?
I mean, it's all everything we do is half half a joke or not. I don't know. It's just doing whatever dumb shit we feel like doing. It's like I think most bands do that. Just kind of make up your own world, and if you stay together long enough, you just kind of get lost. You're in your own bubble
Yeah.
where stuff makes sense to you. Maybe not all the time. Sometimes we have to compromise with each other sometimes, but it's really like, can can we can we do this? Can we make this song that sounds like I don't know, it's like 808 clap tracks? Like, I mean, we can. If it sucks, we don't use it, or maybe we use it anyway. I don't know.
Yeah. Definitely makes sense. Is that kind of like if you look at the album cover, was the idea behind it to kind of make it silly, like, oh yeah, Macho is gonna be like, I guess, bright colors as well?
Um, the other guys had the idea that they wanted. I don't know if it was just Marty's idea, or we all kind of agreed that it might have been his. Like he might have started the idea to make it mostly pink. Um, we were all like, yeah. Sometimes that's just all it is. It's like it's not like a negotiation. Someone has an idea, or sounds good to me. Like I think we knew we were going to call this Macho for like the last couple of years. I think we did that. Yeah, we were talking about recording Macho 2 years ago. You just had to
Mhm.
get to it. But yeah, all the pink stuff is kind of like I don't know, just poking fun,
Yeah. Well,
or
that's
not,
cool.
or we're being very serious about it. It's hard to say.
I mean, it's really pretty, especially for everyone who doesn't know, this is the album cover. I love like the green and the dark pink and the light pink. I think it goes really well together as well. Like if I was in a store, I'd definitely pick it up and want to check it out.
I mean, that's the idea. I definitely thought that about the last record cover, but that didn't turn out to be true. I was like, man, if I saw that goat on a record, I would just want to know what that was. But then nobody was like, nobody wanted to know what that was. They're like, cool goat, and then they just bought something else.
So I have
So
to,
maybe this time it'll be different.
I think so. I mean, it's really pretty. Like I said, it's definitely eye-catching. I would definitely check it out if I were in an album store.
Well, good. That's what we're going for.
So, in the recording process and kind of when you were putting the idea together for the album, were there any like chaotic moments or like weird experiments that ended up like on the album?
Um, kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm always I'm always pushing to get more garbage on the records, like just noise, nonsense. I've been trying to get more noise, like noise tracks, and or just like songs that are kind of constructed with you know garbage samples, or I don't know, more pedal noise, like all just whatever. I like it to be gross, nasty. Like I like the
Yeah.
recording to be decent, a decent quality recording, but I like it to be covered with all manner of trash and noise and feedback. I like that. But that's kind of one of the kind of compromises you make between all of us is how much, like how ignorant are we going here? But to answer your question, the song "Barking Dog" is plot device. That that was kind of something that came about like that. I think Marty has had this loop pedal, and he was looping just this distortion, and he had like two loops of distortion back and forth. And we basically just I was like, yo, can we make a song with that? Because I want to use that. I want to build a song with that. Just something just a garbage dump, a compactor of some sort. So
Mhm.
yeah, so we basically I wrote some lyrics and we kind of timed it out. That's why the timing isn't just like fours and stuff. I wrote the lyrics like, let's do this. This is like seven, this is four, and this is six. So it kind of makes it. We kind of built a song to the lyrics on that one
So do
to
you
make it
kind of just like try to figure out like things like, hey, can we throw this together and make a song out of all of this just because it's like an experiment, or you guys just kind of want to go out of your comfort zone, or just playing around? What's kind of the idea behind that?
probably all of that. Yeah, all of those things. I mean, I
That's
like,
pretty cool.
I think we all like at least, yeah. I mean, I, I like trying different stuff. Like I know I can't actually sing, but I still like to try at least doing different types of songs.
Hmm.
Like singing over different types of stuff, maybe try and figure out different vocal arrangements and stuff like making sure that we're not just like re treading the same ground over and over. But also, at the same time, it's like you don't want to just ex do experiments just for the sake of it if it's not good, you know.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, definitely, when we'll write some stuff and we tend to just kind of like edit pretty quickly, so it's not like we get too far down into a song. We're like, you know what? None of us like this. Like, it doesn't even get that far. We're just kind of like get rid of the bad parts. No one's making you record bad songs, like so don't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's
Can't tell.
definitely good to
Did I answer
experiment.
your question?
Yeah, it does
Okay.
for sure. Thank you. So, what's like the biggest change that you've gone through as a musician by yourself and then also as a band?
Um, Biggest change was probably when I finally learned how to do vocals correctly and stop losing my voice, which
That's a
was
plus.
yeah, that came from just going on tour and like learning to uh, wear earplugs when I sang, so that I didn't kind of got used to the sound in my head, so I didn't
Hmm.
keep some of you're doing these like punk tours, DIY tours, like the sometimes you play in a venue and there's monitors, you can hear your vocals back. Other times you play in a house show and it's just a PA, like a practice PA or practice amp sometimes or whatever, and you can't really hear them. So if you try to keep yelling louder to hear yourself, you lose your voice. So once I started wearing earplugs when I sang, then I was
Hmm.
able to control my vocals better, and I stopped losing my voice. And I could actually make the vocals sound right in the studio if I understood how to do it better. That was the biggest change because I didn't used to know how to do that when I was younger. But as far as the band goes, we have much better they have better gear now.
That's a plus.
Yeah, I mean, like when we started out, that first record was just going to be a demo.
Hmm.
Um, we just went in there with the idea to record a demo, and it was still kind of like a side project. I think I was still doing another band at the time. It was kind of just a side project at first, but then it became the main band. Um, yeah, going back and listening to the first record, it sounds like it's recorded in a burning studio. So yeah, I mean, like the sound has definitely improved. I feel like it's still like pretty gross and dirty, but it sounds better. It's like you can hear the trash better.
Yeah.
It's like high resolution, like a higher resolution trash. Yeah,
So,
the trash is more clearly defined now.
yeah. So, do you ever go back and listen to like the old stuff, like where you started from?
Sometimes we played one of the songs. We played Goliath in that first record for a long time. Um, but I mean, it's yeah, it's weird thinking about it now. It's been like 10 years since that first record. So I don't know. We haven't played Goliath in a while, and I don't think it's made it into a set for at least a year or so now, maybe two. Um, but no, I mean, it kind of reminds me like
Hmm.
we didn't really mix those early records as whatever we were trying to do. I think it just kind of didn't suit it as well as it could have. So that's why we ended up spending so much time mixing Macho. We're like, we gotta
Yeah.
do it right this time. So we spent a long time just sending mixes back and forth, like one song at a time.
So I know you mentioned that one of the big things that changed is like this sound, but what other shifts has the band gone through since the beginning?
Um, well, we're on our fifth drummer. Um, yeah, we're on our fifth drummer. The core of the band, like it's still Marty and Adi and myself. So
Hmm.
the three of us have stayed pretty tight. Um, I moved to Richmond, and I started traveling for work. That was years ago, like 7 years ago. So it's kind of like we can't really do. It's not like a full-time band like it used to be. Maybe where we practice like weekly. I think
Yeah.
sometimes those guys practice pretty often without me, but it's I don't know. I think we all still really like doing it, but kind of had to make room make room for the band still within the context of our regular lives.
Hmm. And what does the relationship look like with the band? Because I know you said you've changed drummers a few times, but the core members have stayed.
Yeah, I mean Marty and Adi and I have the three of us pretty much generally on the same page for the most part. Not always, but for the most
Hmm.
part. But we try to don't want to make it like it's like a Metallica situation where the drummer comes in and they're like Jason Newsted and just get like hassled all the time. But yeah, that you are coming into an existing group where the three of us have been playing together now for 10 years. There's
Yeah.
a million inside jokes and whatever else, but like I don't want it to be like that. Try not to make it like that.
So as far as songs on the record, do you have a favorite? And I know it can change, so I'm not going to hold you to it.
Usually it's Frank Stallone. Usually.
Then why that song?
Well, I don't know if when it starts out, it kind of reminds me of like Michael Jackson,
Hmm.
but then it kind of reminds me of John Carpenter, and it just sounds like a creepy shit at night, and then it gets really loud. I don't know, it reminds me of a variety of things, but it sounds it still sounds like Meatwound to me, but it's also like different from anything they've done before.
Okay, that's cool. It sounds like it's kind of like a mix of things. So it's not just one thing, like it's a little bit of everything from what you're describing for people who haven't listened to it.
Yeah, I mean it definitely is like yeah, I mean it's different for me. It's like I heard it being like constructed, so
Mhm.
it's but that was a while back now, so now it's kind of like listening to it and like listen to it as its own thing, and it's I don't know, makes me think of, like roller skating and like cityscapes, being able to walk around the city at night.
Yeah.
It's like nothing good is going to happen.
Roller skating at night sounds fun though.
It is.
Until you hit a rock or something, that's probably not so fun.
Oh no, we went roller skating in New York. Marty and I did it two
Hmm.
months ago. Yeah, about 2 months ago we went to New York, did some roller skating,
Oh, nice.
filmed some footage for the video.
Roller skating is
There
fun.
there is a Frank Stallone video coming. It's just not ready yet because I'm obviously not working on it right now.
Yeah. So, big question. How would you describe this album to someone who hasn't heard it yet?
Hmm. I think I've been asked this. I try to come up with like a different answer each time, or like describe the record or describe the band to somebody who's never heard it before. So we want to try to be original and not just rehash these answers, but it's still like a like a it's like you go to a party, you don't necessarily know people, but like it looks like they're having fun, but they also might be getting into like beef. might be on the edge of like a big fight breaking out,
Hmm.
but then like people are maybe they're having fun,
Hopefully.
maybe it's dangerous, like maybe they're bad people, maybe they're not. I don't know. It's like you go to the skating rink and there's just a bunch of chaos going on. But like some people are skating and then some people are just being ignorant. Kind of like that.
Yeah, so kind of like a like maybe like a little bit of mystery in there.
It's to us as well.
So, what do you hope the listeners take away from the album?
Never think about these things. I mean, I hope they buy it, maybe, or listen to it, and maybe want to go to the shows. Really, I don't know. I mean, people, I think all we just write songs that we like and then put it out there and hope that we're not the only people that are into them, you
Yeah,
know. But you just never know. You just put it out there and see what happens. Can't really.
yeah,
I mean, you could write some like you can write obvious music like just kind of sucker songs like you know like make things like obviously catchy and like do stuff that other bands are doing to make it do things that other bands are successfully doing and try to
right.
kind of like follow those formulas to make hope that your band could like squeeze in there with that same style. But I think even if we do take stuff from other bands, it's not like the most popular bands.
Yeah. So, the most important question, and it's kind of a fun one. If an apocalypse happened, what song should people be blasting as they're going off to battle with the zombies?
Hmm. Well, I
It could
would
be their
say
last song too. So,
well, I would probably say pigs too because I think it's apocalypse. You're gonna definitely have cops or people that would be cops at the end. You're gonna you have to kill them. So yeah, pigs too.
and why that song?
Because the chorus is fuck these pigs.
Yeah. So, it kind of fits in with the apocalypse.
Right, you're talking about zombies. I'm just grafting my biases against the cops. So I'm just grafting cops onto your zombie apocalypse, and
Okay.
then putting our anti-cop anthem as the rallying cry to take out the cops. Which we don't, I'd rather just not wait for the apocalypse to do that sooner. But yeah,
Well, that's cool for an anthem. And for everyone who is interested in it, the album does come out on May the 9th, and the album is called Macho. And I will definitely leave links underneath the video so it's really easy for you to click and go there. And the final question for you is there anything that you would like to say to your fans, anyone who's interested in listening to the album or checking out a show?
I would definitely say check out the Macho scented candles because they smell great. I just gifted one to somebody last night, and I could see them noticeably like their whole demeanor improve upon the first smell. So I feel like it could improve a lot of people's lives, at least make their lives smell better. So get your Macho scented candles.
And where can we pick up these matcha scented candles?
Oh, this the same place you can get the vinyl at fretcollection.com.
All right,
The
so you
label.
guys, one link, two products.
These are quality goods. They're made in USA. They're soy candles, so they're even more extra macho.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you for taking your time to interview with me. I've never had anyone interview at IKEA, so I really appreciate you going out of your way to make it to the interview. So,
At IKEA.
so really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.